Okay. Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm Ana Pacheco with Santa Fe 101, your ultimate resource for living in Santa Fe and other parts of New Mexico. Today, my guest is Lois Sury, and just full disclosure, Lois happens to be my neighbor. We've lived on the same street for at least 2 decades.
Yes.
So anyway, Lois, do I have your permission to record this interview?
Yes, you do, Anna. Thank you for having me today.
Well, you're really welcome. So Lois, I know you do so many different things. I know you're a dynamite realtor, but I know you have leadership. You're in leadership roles here in Santa Fe and throughout New Mexico. Can you just kind of give us a little bit about that? And then we're going to talk about buying and selling houses in Santa Fe.
Well, it sounds great. So, Anna, I was president in 2010 of the Santa Fe Association of Realtors. I sat on the board there for probably at least a good 17 years. As chairman of different committees, and of course is coming up through the ranks of leadership. Then I was also asked by the state organization, which is New Mexico Association of Realtors, to be a district vice president. So I'm the Northeast District Vice President. So therefore my jurisdiction is Taos, Santa Fe, and Las Vegas, New Mexico. And then on top of that, I do like government. I come from a government background. And so I sit on the legislative committee for the state organization. And so I was asked to be chair, and then I asked to be chair for a second year. So I like to be involved, I guess, is what I do. And I like to be current with all the information. And that's what I like about being a realtor, helping people with the best information so they can make the best informed decision for their housing needs and where they want to live in our great state.
And so when we talk about expertise, you certainly do have, you're an expert in many realms of the real estate experience.
I have bothered, to get my designations and stuff. And then as we have spoken about, when I was president in 2010, we created a thing called the Santa Fe Specialist. Because as they say, all real estate is location, location, location. And so you need to know about the rules that are happening there. And that's been quite a wonderful thing to do. And now I'm also teaching for the Real Estate Commission. I teach one course, the core course, which changes every year. And I bring a lot of joy. I get a lot of joy out of that as well.
And I want to thank you, because when you just mentioned Santa Fe Specialist, because of your introduction, I actually teach a course for the Santa Fe Realtors to get the designation as a Santa Fe Specialist. And my course is on Santa Fe history, art, culture. So thank you for that. And so I just wanted to ask you that, are you just licensed to sell real estate like in Santa Fe County, or do you sell Taos and up north, or what do you do?
So realtors are licensed by the state, and so we can sell throughout the state.
So do you do that?
I do that only on a limited basis, because as with the Santa Fe Specialist, there are rules in different places, and you want to give your consumer the real estate services the best possible advice. And so I will usually do that, but I will team up with somebody that's an expert in that area to help people. Sometimes people come into Santa Fe, or I have relatives or friends or people, being a native New Mexican that I went to high school or college with, that have properties in different places, and I'm willing to help people find the best services for their needs.
So you concentrate just on Santa Fe County, or
Yes,
just the city of Santa Fe?
The city and county, and then Rio Arriba.
And Rio Arriba as well. And I just want to comment, I know, again, full disclosure, we are neighbors, but I've noticed when you've had a listing in when I'm walking my dog or something, literally within a week it's gone. You have sold that house. And I know we live in a nice area, but tell me a little bit about, have you, what is like the quickest a house has ever turned around for you? Has it been 24 hours or?
Yes, believe it or not, I, with another colleague that you might know, Victoria Murphy.
Yes.
She and I sold a house in literally 24 hours. It was the most amazing. It was at the end of the year. Her person needed to buy, the seller needed to sell, and it can be done with lots of working parts, but everything was ready. And it was cash, which of course makes it much easier. And so we got the job done.
Well, excellent. And I know we spoke a couple of months ago, you were saying now that this is a very different time for us, look, March 2020 to right now, we are Santa Fe, from what I understand and read about, it's a very lucrative market in terms of real estate, but things have gotten very different since March of this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tell me a little bit about your experience with that now.
Well, it's different in the fact that with the COVID closing down the state pretty much, and people trying to understand the disease, the virus, what happened is different protocols. So I've sold houses sight unseen. We used to do that, but they would go under contract, but they would come and see them before they closed on them. I've literally sold now 7 houses sight unseen with just FaceTiming people off of a camera, them thinking more seriously about what parts of the house they wanted to see through a camera. So being able to do that with your phone, and then a lot of discussion about everything with getting the consumers in there. And then some people have literally signed on houses and purchased stuff. And the first day they walked in the door was when I hand them the keys, and they could walk in by themselves because of the COVID with the social distancing that we need to do, as well as a lot of face masks and stuff. And then, of course, some people require us to wear booties. And then also, we did wear gloves for a while, but of course, the wipes, the sanitary wipes that you can use on your hands and stuff, we use those as well, just to be very careful for ourselves, the sellers, as well as the buyers.
And I think you had said to me that people are just people are leaving wherever they're from and wanting to be in Santa Fe because it's a small town and they just want to get away. I mean, I guess now with what's going on, it's like, you don't want to be stuck in a high rise in Midtown Manhattan right now because of COVID.
Yes, we have a lot of inquiries of people coming here from different places. The COVID is one of them, but also the fires in California. And now we're starting to see the people coming from the floods from the Gulf. We have seen those kinds of people come to New Mexico before, and for various reasons. Katrina from California, large dense places, and now, of course, because of the COVID and stuff, and because we have a great quality of life. New Mexico, in my opinion, being a native, is the greatest state in the union. I mean, everything is pretty here. I mean, all parts of the state, and there's wonderful things to do here for families, for the outdoors person, or people that like culture or the arts or the creative arts for yourself, much less the music, the dance, everything that we have here. Mother Nature has truly blessed us with some pretty unique things, from the Valle Caldera, Tent Rocks, Carlsbad Caverns, White Sands. I mean, White Sands is unbelievable when you go down there. It's so pretty here. And even though the water hasn't been great this year, I was up north a week ago, and the golden trees are just stunning.
Well, also being a native New Mexican here, I think what's really unique about New Mexico is that we are the only state in the union that has 19 distinct Indian pueblos. And I know everybody's shut down right now because of COVID, but when they start opening up again, and I mean, I think it's the only place where you can actually, you're living next to ancient civilizations, and you're still experiencing many of their cultures. And yeah, it is, I have to be honest, I had to run away. I had to leave. And I went to live in New York for 16 years. I had to leave to come back and to truly appreciate Santa Fe and the rest of New Mexico. And then, of course, it's a great place, as you know, to raise children here. But let me ask you, this does trouble me because I am a native Santa Fean, how expensive it has gotten to live here. And so that's something that I read about it and I know, but tell me a little bit about, normal people want to come to live here, not just well-off retirees or people, .com, entrepreneurs who are really bringing in the money. How do other people get to live here? Or what do you do?
There are many, there's different types of housing in Santa Fe. Like you said, our neighborhood is very unique. Our neighborhood, one of the unique neighborhoods that was built, in that you and I live in single family homes. But our single family homes run from about 1,500 square feet up to over 2,000 square feet. I think the largest one in our neighborhood is somewhere around pushing 2,500 square feet. But then also adjacent to our neighborhood are townhomes. And so we do have those types of housing close by, where you share a wall. You own the land as well as as well as the structure, which is unlike a condo. But we have condos in Santa Fe too.
And so the condos, so what's the difference between the townhome and the condo then?
The condo is more, in a true condo, you just own the interior wall space and you own the rest of it in common. So you have a fee that helps to maintain the exterior of the house, the landscaping, but also the structure, the building, the roofs, the stucco, that type of stuff. And there may be people that do maintenance that also come and paint woodwork and stuff. It depends on what the people that own the units, you know, what they decide in their covenants and stuff.
And do you also sell condos and townhomes or regular houses only?
I sell all of those as well as mobile homes, as well as raw land and stuff. And so, you know, people can build here. There is some building going on. There's a lot of nice builders still building, like in Rancho Viejo, a beautiful community as well. There's a lot of Pulte homes going on. So all the way from new, all the way to older homes in the historic East Side, which is all unique to itself and quite beautiful.
And so I know some realtors, they'll specialize only like in high-end housing, luxury homes. You kind of, do you run the gamut? Do you do everybody?
I do everybody, yes. I do all price points. I do enjoy it. I think it's fun. And I like really just servicing the client. I think my most fun story is that that really touched my heart was a young child walked up to me and acted like I was the magic real estate god and said, which bedroom is going to be mine? And I said, oh, that's not my decision. That's mommy and daddy's. And I think you should go and ask them. And this child, the look in their eyes and just wide open and so open and stuff. And it was so wonderful. Then the mommy and daddy said, well, which bedroom do you want? And the child said, I want this one because I think it's the best. And it was so wonderful to see that. That's the joy of selling real estate, is making people's dreams come true, and the difference that a home makes for people. It gives them a sense of place. And so that's what wakes me up every morning, and I run in here to do my job and hope that I can help people. And also, like with you and me, Anna, it's our state. We're inviting people to come and live with us. And I think what a beautiful compliment. You and I see the beauty. But gosh, they come from all these other places and they see the beauty. You and I had the benefit of being born here. We didn't have a choice to choose. Our parents brought us. And so it's just amazing what happens in real estate. It's so much fun. It really is.
So let me ask you, so you mentioned, helping a homeowner that they had children. What is like the main demographic, or is there one? Is there a demographic age-wise that you see a lot coming to Santa Fe right now? I know we've been known historically as a retirement community, but with remote working now, and like you said, the refugees from climate disasters now, what demographics are you seeing? Are you seeing one more so than others?
I'm not, because I run the gamut of price ranges as well as different types of housing and stuff. And so I am not. I'm seeing just people that are looking for a quality of life, coming to be with us because we are a small town of quality, and because it's interesting here. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing I'd have to say is people who like good weather. I mean, all in all, we do live in a bit of a Goldilocks for weather. We experience all 4 seasons, but none of them is so harsh that you wish that it wouldn't come back. And so that is really what's quite beautiful, I think, about being here. It's not, Arizona is a lovely state, but it has a level of heat that's unbelievable to me, coming from here. And then also California, when I travel there and stuff, I'm kind of mesmerized. It always seems like summer to me in California, no matter where you go in California or when I've had the opportunity to go there and stuff. I like the changing here. I like pulling out my coat. You know what I'm saying? I like to see the spring flowers. I like to see the rain. I love the way the rain smells here. And then also with the snow, I mean, it's quite beautiful that the mountains can have snow on them, but we can have a light jacket and be walking across the plaza. And that's amazing to me, that all generations can have something to do here.
Well, I think what's really nice too is I would venture to say that we probably have 320 days a year of sunshine. Wouldn't you say it's that high? It's almost never overcast here. You know, at the
Yeah,
Philippines, it's kind of overcast. It's kind of like, oh, this is cool. This is like being in London or something. And that's one of the things you probably have run into this. I know I have as a tour guide and different things that people, they think we're Arizona and they'll come here in March for spring break and they're like wearing flip flops and it just snowed. So that's the thing, that we are in the high mountain desert. And oftentimes they think we're next to Arizona. So it must be Arizona. It's not, you know.
yes, and that's absolutely true. The biggest blessing I had was I got to see Spain a few years ago, which is where my mother's people, her family came from and stuff. What I loved about being in Spain is they'd ask you where you came from and we would tell them, and they knew where we came from. They knew where New Mexico was. When you're in the United States, sometimes you tell people, and they're not quite sure where we are. We are that lost 50 states, like the New Mexico magazine says. And I find that that's hilarious, given how large we are as a state. You know, the fifth largest says we've got some landmass going on here, people. How can you miss it?
Well, I think it's starting to change. I think now with what was it, Breaking Bad, and there's, you know, the movie industry is really is doing well. I think Netflix is opening up in Albuquerque and different, you know, Facebook has something in southern New Mexico. I think it's changing now. New Mexico is starting to join the rest of the union in terms of opportunities and jobs. And but I mean, do you try to, as a realtor, do you try to direct people to resources in terms of, like, they're looking for jobs, or are you honest with them and say, you know, this is, you know, we're the fifth largest state landmass wise, and it's beautiful, but you know, we're a poor state, and it's, you know, jobs aren't plentiful here. Do you actually tell people that? Or, I mean, as a realtor, do you feel it's your obligation, or just let them find out on their own? Or
A lot of people that come and talk to me seek me out because I am a native, and that is mentioned in my bio and stuff. My parents also ran one of the top 100 privately owned corporations in the state. We built power plants for P&M. And so I know about employment and how you create jobs here. And people will ask me, and some people have actually come here to bring small type of business, as you said, that because now they can work on the internet and stuff. And so they can live anywhere and telecommute to work. And so people have talked to me about that, and we have some people, and 2 people in our neighborhood actually do that. And because they did seek it out because of that, because of the proximity to town and what have you. And they actually telecommute from our neighborhood every day, which I find absolutely fascinating because I still get in my little car and drive downtown.
well, let's talk about, so how many years have you been a realtor in Santa Fe?
I have been licensed in Santa Fe. I started off as staff, and what happened was I liked the industry because, as I said, my parents created a corporation, and I wanted my own private business. Our family has an entrepreneurial spirit, and I thought real estate was a place for women to have a small business. And so 27 years ago, I got my license, and have not looked back or turned back, and just built my business and enjoyed, like I said, every minute of it. Real estate is a very different type of a business in that it's 365 days a year, and sometimes it will be 24 hours a day with people in different time zones. And so if you like that type of work, then they will call you on Christmas Day, they will call you on Christmas Eve, you will get conversations in the middle of the night because they have a need. And so I've enjoyed all those 27 years and starting my 28.
Do you know how many houses you have sold in 27 years?
I have not kept track of it. I don't know.
I mean, do you have a guesstimate?
Well, I did work for some projects. I worked in affordable housing down at Tierra Contenta for a builder down there. I also sold working for the builder at Nava Ade. And then I also worked for another builder here that did a small neighborhood up against the golf course, and it was the Santa Fe Country Club. And then I also worked out at Rancho Viejo. So I have sold thousands of houses because in those projects.
Thousands, you're in the thousands.
Oh yes, yeah. And one of my designations, the accredited real estate specialist, is the CRS. That is for, that's a part of, I have to reach certain volumes in order to be able to have obtained that designation and stuff when I did. And so because I've done those projects, that's what's made a big difference and stuff. I try not to think about it though. I think I
Well,
would
I
be
know you're a pro.
overwhelmed.
I know I definitely wanted to have you on the show because you are so experienced. Not that you're just my neighbor. How long have you been with Sothebys International?
I have been at Sotheby's probably somewhere close to 25 years.
25 years.
I went and got some training at another local real estate office and stuff. And as I said, I started off as staff, and then I was an assistant to two very top producing brokers. So I wanted to learn the craft, you know, thoroughly. I wanted to be the consummate professional for my buyers and my sellers and stuff. And so I didn't just jump into it. I jumped into it as a true professional dedication. And that's why I approached the profession the way I did. And that's why I chose to do service, education, choose to teach now, as well as being honored to be on your show, to be able to talk about what it is that I've tried to do to make our state a better state, in my opinion. You know,
I think what makes you how you stand out as a realtor, and anybody is that you have a passion. And if you have a passion for what you're doing, it's going to show in the result. It's going to result in success. And
thank you. That's what a compliment. Thank you so
it's true.
much.
I mean, yeah, you have a passion, and so you don't mind being called on Christmas Day. I remember I called you this summer about something, and you said, "Well, I think it was a Saturday." You said, "I've got to run off to El Dorado. I have something." You know, it's just I see you back and forth, back and forth. So you're really at it. And I want to. Our time is up. That was my timer a minute ago. I definitely want to have you back on the show because you have other areas. You're going to help educate me as well as as well as the people that are tuning into SantaFe101.com. But for now, I just wanted to, get the basics. Thank you so much. And I'm very honored to have you as on my show and as my neighbor. You've been a great neighbor. And do you have anything you wanted to say before we close up real quickly?
I just want to say thank you, Anna. It's just always been a pleasure being your neighbor and friend. And as we say in New Mexico, everybody's a friend, vecinos.
Yeah, here we are. And mi casa es tu casa. There we go.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll see you on the show again soon. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.